Hi, I'm Dominic Izzo, and I am the Bull of MLM, and welcome to Network Marketing Warfare. Listen, if you're in this video, then you're in the same space that so many of us have been throughout the years in network marketing, which is trying to figure out how to make your business grow, right? I want to go over a video today that I stumbled upon years ago when it came down to doing the Google search and YouTube search of how to make my network marketing business grow. And a couple things we have to address off the bat. Listen, whatever you're going to try, you have to make it yours. End of story. And the second thing is, this business is only four things, right? We contact, we invite, we show the plan, we follow up, and and sometimes the contact and invite are convoluted, and the follow up and all that. Listen, this is a business of conversations. That's all this is. For the most part, that's what any business is, right? It's just conversation. So stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Stop trying to look for something new and original. And I want to point this out. I've had several people get a hold of me over the last couple of weeks, and they've talked about like funnel filling services. Now, I understand we're in a day and age of technology, right? And you're going to look at all these ads, especially if you're on YouTube and you type in how to recruit for network marketing, how to make my network marketing business grow, all that. You're going to be coming across the funnel filling service. And I want to put one kind of question in your head. So many of these commercials that you see before the video, right? If you don't pay for the YouTube Premiere or whatever it is, you have to watch a 5-second commercial or 10-second commercial. You hit 5 seconds after it goes up, and you're going to see all these ads for funnel filling service. Attention, network marketers, don't ever pitch your friends and family again. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But one of the things I have think that is the most important is to ask these funnel filling services, if these funnel filling things are so great, why are you selling them instead of teaching them to a team of network marketers, which you're doing a one and done transaction? Get involved, purchase my program. With network marketing, it's over and over and over. You're teaching a person a skill. So why are you giving a person a fish instead of teaching them how to fish and replenish your stock? But again, this is capitalism, right? Some people just may not be good at that skill set. When you're first on YouTube, and you're looking for this stuff, and I want you to take notes throughout this. This is going to be a little bit long today. When you're looking to build the business, there's only one key concept that is going to separate all the elite people out there. The one married couple, Igor, I think it's Igor and Maria, who make $2.2 million a month. The old Dexter Yeager, if you remember who Dexter Yeager was, the godfather of network marketing, who built, I believe his team. I believe his team was in the billions of dollars of sales and transactions. And this was the day before social media even was a concept. This was a person-to-person business, right? You got all the way from every industry has their top, a multimillionaire earner. And I can guarantee you that they keep talking about something that's profound, right? Which is the duplication system. It's all about the duplicatability, but they keep leaving out a key component. And that's something that they have that you may not have that we still can build. And that's influence. It's all it is. You ever notice how people online are influencers? How people get paid, to get their blue check mark, and then they promote something because they're influencing their audience to go buy a product. One of my biggest favorite things is these anti-MLMers. You have a bunch of anti-MLM people who have a couple thousand people online, and they hate the industry of network marketing, but they're affiliate marketers for a product, and they're influencing their audience. Hey, today's video is sponsored by such and such. Go check this out. You're going to love this, blah, 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 blah. They're influencing their audience. Now, the one problem that most people have with network marketing, why they vilify the industry and why they go and they become an anti-MLM influencer, which I'm going to tell you flat out, if you truly want to know this business, you have to know the bad side of this business too. You have to go to the anti-network marketing. You have to go to the negative comments. You have to read them, and you have to absorb them. That self-doubt will creep into you. Well, wait a minute. Here's thousands of people who say this business is a scam and it failed and it costs more money. You have to come up with answers for yourself or ask your upline, well, so-and-so says this is a scam. Can you explain how this isn't? Or you have to talk to, yourself. All right, am I really spending this much money? And what did Izzo say when I came in here? You have to be comfortable. I did it in the beginning, and my God, the doubt that put in me, but I wanted to overcome that doubt because clearly there are people who are, there are a lot of people who are in the realm of the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in this industry. And the only thing that they are is they're influential. So when you come down to the network marketing space, right, you really need to be two things. You need to be the perceived expert. How do you get to be the perceived expert? You know your business, you know your craft, you know how much money network marketing, you know your numbers, right? And how much money did network marketing do last year, the year before the pandemic, during the pandemic? Know your industry inside out. Is your industry, what percentage is your business, the specific company you're with? Have they raised? Have they decreased? What is their track record? And then you have to sit there and know the difference between enthusiasm and excitement. I've talked about this in previous videos. Enthusiasm is strong, it's passionate, it's willful. Excitement is a clown, and you don't want to be a clown. You don't want to be the, hey, we're just gonna go get two people, get rich quick in the next 60 days. You don't want that. You want to be passionate, enthusiastic. When it comes down to anything, you really want to educate your audience, right? When you educate somebody, you provide value in them. So I could sit there specifically with my company, I could take all the documentation and I could put it in front of you, and that documentation is going to be set in stone. These are the studies. This is what it does. This is this. This is this. My job is to educate you to get you value, right? How do I tie the value to you? Some people think it's emotionalism. Some people think it's sensationalism, right? Hey, John, yeah, we know that you missed your last 3 car payments. We've got the solution for you. Pain point. We don't want to do that. Pain point, right? Okay. So there has to be a better, more authentic way to solidify the value, tie the value to the person you're presenting to, and that's through education. Think about it. When you go to school, think about all the teachers you've ever had. Did you really learn by sitting in your desk and just, it's 5th period and you're exhausted and it's high school or grammar school? Like, oh my gosh, and you didn't learn well? I was a horrible, horrible, horrible math student. Horrible. When I went to college for the first year, and I'm a community college dropout, went to college for my first year, I got the highest score in my math class at 104%. I had to take remedial math, it was fractions and all this over. Why did I get 140% or 104% out of like 50 people in the class? It was a teacher. Her engagement, she had to educate me with the exact same material that she did, all that high school did, grammar school did, but it was the way that she engaged me, right? So think about that. If I present you the material for my business to educate you, but I don't engage you, then there's going to be no value. You're not going to get the value. It's not going to resonate with you. It's not going to connect you. It's not going to bond to you. So we do that through entertaining. Now you can entertain through like a clown. And I'm not talking about dancing and whooping and doing reels and going and doing backflips and lip syncing and pointing to a bunch of things on TikTok, 5 reasons why you should get involved in my business. But you have to engage by entertaining, right? So that's what you want. You entertain to engage to educate. So keep that in mind. So that's influence. Influence is the #1 thing you have to keep in mind for that. So if we're influencing, how do we do that? That's a skill set that you're going to need to be more comfortable and confident in your own ability. It's not done through force. It's not done through subtlety. There's no right or wrong answer, right? But what we do see is that we see most influencers out there, especially in the network marketing industry, they're people of massive confidence. So again, when you're confident in your business and you know exactly what the industry did, you know your numbers, you know that you build a belief system, right? So the first time you drove a car, you were so nervous about driving the car. Oh my gosh, am I going to hit the brakes the right way? Too hard? It's not soft enough. Am I going to come to that stop? Merging, driving on the tollway, right? All of this. But by now you're in a position of your life where you're so comfortable that you believe in the methodology of driving that car that it's not a problem at all. The more you believe in it, the more comfortable you are in it. And so you have to get comfortable in your industry. You'll become an expert in the industry, and you're going to wind up growing. And that is going to translate in the more you talk to people genuinely, authentically, without bullshitting them and showing them the value, they're going to make the decision. Remember, the ultimate line here is when value is clear, decisions are easy. And all you're doing, well, you recruit in network marketing. Of course you do. You sell in network marketing. Of course you do. Everything is selling, right? Everything is recruiting more people to wind up engaging more in your content. I don't know why this is such a hard concept for anybody who hates MLM to understand. When you're on social media, you want to recruit people to constantly spread awareness about the content you're putting up. Well, they don't benefit off of it. Yeah, they emotionally do benefit off of it. So I'm sorry. I'm so tired of this argument, but that's a conversation for a different time. You're always selling your content for likes and for comments and social engagement. So this is just nothing other than monetary exchange in this particular business. When I first wound up getting involved in the business years ago, came across this video by Darren Kidd. And Darren Kidd, I like him a lot. And I want to break down this video today that he did, and I want to talk about it because there's going to be some components that I want my view to get through to you. Remember, this is my methodology. It's not your methodology. It could take what you like from me, apply it to yourself, discard what does not apply to you, right? I don't expect you to be as forceful as I am. I don't expect you to be as bullish as I am. I don't expect that, but I want you to find out where the missing components are for you and to build your business with integrity. So the biggest thing we have to look at in network marketing is how to recruit. And if influence is everything, we have to look at whether or not that applies in what the gurus are teaching us. Okay, so that's the point of this. It's not to rip apart anything else out there. I just did it this way for a very long time and had no success. I duplicated what my upline told me. I modeled what my upline was, and it just didn't have any success. The day that my upline said, you're not duplicatable, and I embraced that, my business grew. So again, I want to go back to this. The business is duplicatable. Contact, invite, show the plan, follow up. That's the system. That's the system. You want to wear a tie and do your presentations? Great. You want to wear an affliction shirt and do your presentations? Awesome. You want to do them from your bathtub because you feel that, you're going to get more engagement from men, and men are, two things sell: controversy and sex. So what are you going to do? You're going to sit in your bathtub with bubbles all around you on your laptop and do a presentation? Why would you not do that if it's going to get you engagement and eyes on? Well, you're going to be screaming from a podium, your political views and blah, blah. You're going to get people who love you and hate. Why would you not go for engagement? Do what's passionate for you. You got 20 cats and you want to sit in your living room with your cats all over the place? It doesn't matter. You have to be authentically you. So write that down. If we're going to do training today, this is all about building influence, because once you build that influence, everything else is easy. And the problem is with network marketing, they talk about it being simple and easy, which it is, but the biggest part to get to the bridge between simple and easy, because they're not the same, is the level of influence. So everybody talks about these simple plans. You're going to look at, holy crap, how to recruit 10 people in 10 days. I've never done that. I've never done that. Now I've had customers, like I've had 20 customers in a day, but I've never had 10 recruits in a day. I haven't tried it yet either, to be honest. So that might be a self-challenge that I need to do to prove this is right. But let's look at this, and I want to bridge the gap between simple and easy. So you got to write that down, right? Because this is training for you guys. Simple and easy. How do we get between those? Because these guys always talk about how simple this business is. But I want to hear what Darren Kidd has to say, and I want to add my 2 cents in, because I've done this video. I applied it. It didn't work for me. I want to insert what successful was for me, and hopefully it'll fit for your needs.
Financial freedom and time freedom in network marketing, recruiting is essential. However, I'm sure you'll agree with me that it can also be very frustrating. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips that I used to go out and recruit 10 people in just 10 days. Coming up.
This is Darren Kidd. This video is a few years old.
Thanks for stopping by my channel. On this channel, we give you weekly content to help you succeed now in your network marketing business. I've been in this industry for over 25 years, multiple 7-figure earner, and been blessed to have a lot of success in the industry, but it wasn't always like that. Matter of fact, for 7 years, I struggled. Got to the point I said I'll never do it again. I was actually a member of the NFL, the No Friends Left Club. I ended up bankrupt, government assistant.
What that is, for people who don't know, is when you wind up getting in the business, one of the biggest problems I have with network marketing is the uplines traditionally tell you, just go talk to your friends and family. And they use certain words like just go talk to your friends and family. And what they're doing is they're alleviating the stress of the rejection they know you're gonna get. I will tell you this. Going back to the concept of all these new funnel filling services that avoid you from having to talk to your friends and family, speaking to your friends and family is one of the most powerful things you could do for your own building and your skill set. You know they're probably going to say no, but what you're doing is you're planting a seed. They're going to watch you. They're going to watch you. Oh yeah, and Jane got in this network marketing business. She's going to be in it for 2 weeks and do something new. If you could show your friends and family that a year goes by, 2 years goes by, even if you're making a few $100s a month and you're sticking with it, you just solved an answer for maybe a car payment for them, and they see that you're sticking with it, right? So your friends and family are never immediate gratification. It's just how it is. It's how it's always been. My friends and family as well too. But you want to see them they want them to see you sticking with what you're doing, because it's going to build your ability. Also, talking to your friends and family, there's ways of leveraging. Hey, you know what? You are my friend. You are my family. I want you to look at this. You don't have to have the pressure of trying to sell them. You could practice being more real with them. Hey, John, I'm nervous as shit. I got to talk to you about this. I know you're probably going to reject me, but you're my friend, so I won't die when I talk to you about this. So can I talk to you about this? It's all practice. Your friends and family is the warm market you get to practice your skill set on and develop it on.
Car repossessed, living in a small town, felt like a failure in life when I couldn't even support my family. But very thankful that I had the right mentors that came into my life that taught me exactly what to do, that have led me to hundreds of recruits in this industry, personal recruits. And today I'm going to share with you 5 tips on what I did when I actually went out and recruited 10 people in just 10 days. So let's start with number 1.
Let's talk about this too for a second. I recruited 10 people in just 10 days. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. When you speak to somebody, have you ever been, you're talking about buying a car, right? When you go buy a car, was it just like that? You walk in, I got the cash and this and that, or was it time spent? A few hours at least? So let's look at the time significance. Let's not downplay the whole, I recruited 10 people in just 10 days. I recruited 10 people in 10 days. The caveat is the time it took me was to treat this like a full-time business. If you are going to do this in a concept, if you have social media numbers in the hundreds of thousands, your ease is going to be, it's going to be easier, right? Put the link up. You want to do my business. Okay, if you have a good level of influence, you can do it. But for the most part, let's go down to the weakest link, which you know I hate teaching to. But if you're somebody who's so serious about this and you've got that drive and that willpower for this, it's going to take time. If you are going to be bought into a business, and I don't care if it's $200 to enroll or if it's $2,000 to enroll, do you want to be treated with respect? If you don't, that's the mindset you need to take, right? I'm going to be you're going to be treating every prospect you have like you are giving them the keys to a McDonald's that they just paid $5 million for the franchise fee and the location to. You want to take it that seriously. It's integrity. It's not up to you whether or not they take it seriously. You sign somebody over for McDonald's, they pay that $5 million, and they decide to just let it go to the ground, burn to the ground. They never shovel the sidewalk in wintertime. The grass is overgrown, never clean up, so there's cockroaches all over, grease fire, burnt. That's not up to you. You, based on integrity for this business, are going to treat every single person who comes in like they are a multi-million-dollar investor who is expecting a return on their investment. You work for them. Keep that in mind. So number 1, that requires time and personal attention. So if in a week you're going to recruit 10 people, you need to, that's 10 hours minimum. That's 10 hours minimum in conversation for closing that you need to have. That close had better be done with the notification of everything that's in this industry before anybody gives you their information, clicks on that link, gives you their debit or credit card to put them in. So you treat this like a business. If you're doing this for 5-10 minutes a day, just on the invite, and you want your team members to close them, we'll do that for you. But if you're going to do this, that has to be 10 hours a day, 10 hours, for the week. 1 hour per person for the close. That doesn't include the pitch. That doesn't include the contact. So keep that in mind.
Number 1, it's understanding the recruiting is a process. It's not an event. Okay, this is a relationship business. So you're not going to go out and go, look, I want to recruit 10 people the next 10 days. You've got to give it some time because right now we're getting paid on what we did 90 days ago. 90 days from now, we'll be getting paid on what we do now. You have to fill your funnel and understand it does take some time. And if you think about a garden, we don't go out, you wouldn't plant a garden today and then show back up tomorrow and go, where's my harvest, right? That would be silly. We know we have to plant the seeds, and we know that if we plant a few seeds, at the least, we're only going to get a few crops, or you can plant a lot of seeds. You're still going to lose some, but you're going to have a bigger harvest. You cultivate the ground. You water the seeds. Then you reap your harvest. The same thing happens when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to recruiting. You have to plant your seeds. You have to water your seeds, but it is a relationship.
That goes back to the concept of your friends and family. Everything's a seed. Oh, Izzo got involved with a network marketing company. All right. Well, he's always talking about law enforcement, always talking about politics, always talking about fitness, always talking about martial arts. Let's see how long he talks about this network marketing. It's been this way. I've been involved in marketing for over a decade, but I didn't start really talking about it until 2 years ago. I've had people who looked at my content, didn't take it seriously, and then 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half later, hey, I want to talk to you about the business that you're in. planting a seed. It's being consistent as well.
It does take some time. What you want your prospect to actually recruit themselves when the timing is right. Number 2, don't prejudge. When I got into this industry, I made the mistake time and time and time again of making a list of who I thought may be interested. Doesn't work. People that I thought would be interested were not. Then there were people I go, no way, they would never be interested. They were. And then a lot of times it's not the people that we introduce to the business, it's who they lead us to, right? The duds.
That's Metcalfe's law. Don't forget about that. Just because you have 100 people following you on Instagram, think about that. Out of those 100 people who follow you, if every one of them had 100 people, do the math, because my math, it was at 10,000 people. So you're going to have all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I've got a network of that much. I hope to God it was 10,000, not just, yeah, it is 10,000. That being said, now you have a network of 10,000 people. And if I'm in that network and I've just got one social media platform that's got, you know, a 40-something thousand, now all of a sudden you got 50,000 people in your network. Does that make sense? It's all a connection game. Prejudging and pre-qualifying, that's a you problem. That's a you problem. I wouldn't pay that much, so that means Jane isn't. Remember, you're presenting value. You do not know what somebody's emotional content is going to be. Do they need a business? Do they need health and wellness? Do they need a community and culture? The last 2 years has really put people on literal lockdown. People are looking for human connection and starving for it, even if it's just on a Zoom call to have connection with somebody. Don't pre-qualify what somebody else needs just because you perceive it as whether or not it has value. Keep that in mind.
Can lead us to the studs or the studettes. So you want to make a list of people that you know, care about, trust, respect, and then you just share the information. Don't prejudge. It's like if we opened up a sushi franchise and you go, well, I know I have a lot of friends of maybe that don't like sushi. It doesn't matter. You still want them to know you have the franchise because they're going to know people that do like it. So number 2, absolutely do not prejudge. You're not selling, you're not recruiting. All you're going to do is share with them what you're doing. Number 3, remember it is a numbers game. I remember hearing Jim Rohn say we can make up in numbers what we lacked in skill, and that like took the weight off my shoulders because when he explained that, listen,
it is a numbers game, and your skill will improve as long as you do that. Here's the thing, though. People aren't cattle. Don't look at them as just numbers, right? Just, oh, I'm going to blow through this or whatnot. If you need to get over your initial fright of picking up that phone, they're numbers. But as you go, you need to improve. Do not, if you're 6 months in, you should not be looking at people as just numbers. You should be, okay, this is the number of people I have to talk to, but they're people. It's not, numbers is not the key word, people is. Keep that in mind as you continue to go forward.
You could be so bad that you only get 1 out of 10. And maybe we have someone else that is so good, they get 9 out of 10 people they talk to. We can still beat them. They go talk to 10 people, they get 9. We talk to 100, we get 10. So it is a numbers game. So when I went through that recruiting.
It's also, that's exhausting though. There's the caveat on that. This is I want to clarify this. He's right on all of this, but this is where the simplicity does not bridge easy. Do you have any idea how time consuming it is talking to 100 people? And I'm not talking about just reaching out. I'm talking about having to present your material to 100 people. You have to sit there and contact, all right, Jane Doe, you have to get her to answer the phone in the first place. Because we do our business by phone at the very minimum. I don't like text messaging. I don't like emails. I think it's extremely impersonal. Voice note, at the very bare minimum, leads to phone conversations. So once we got that, number 1, did we get her to have a conversation to hear, hey, even if it's 30 seconds, Jane, I want to send you a video. It's important to me, and I really want your feedback on it. I want you to commit to watching it to me. Did we get her to watch that? Because if you send it to 100 people, let's just see, to get to 100 people to watch your stuff, you got to talk to 1,000 people. That's the commit to it. Out of the 100, if you just go for 100 people, you're going to get 10 people who will see your content. Out of that content, you're going to get 1 who's going to come into it and recruit. Well, then why should I even bother with this and that? Because it's worth it and it works. But everybody wants to make the excuse of not exchanging their time for this. And that's the scam to all these anti-network marketers. Well, you got to talk to all these people and do this and do that. Any industry out there that has the top 1% is willing to go through that and do that work. It is exhausting. It's character building. It's skill set building. It's leadership building, and it's foundation building for a business. So again, it's up to you how to label this. Oh, it's work. I don't want to do it. But if you got sold into coming into network marketing and thinking this was just a get rich quick and all you had to do is talk to two people, that's the problem. This business pays for your work, and it's a lot of hard work, but that's where the skill, the passion, and the reward is. So if that's where you're at now, hit stop, log off. You don't need the rest of this video. But if you're like, wait a minute, I got to talk to 100 people, break that down. There's 365 days a year. All right, that's one person every 3 days. That's it. Get your one recruit for the year and you're good. It's up to you to determine the worth of this business for yourself. That's all.
Run, and I went out and I go, look, I'm going to go out and recruit and take my business to the next level. Anytime I do this, I understand it's just numbers. I understand that my goal is to say less to more people. And the way that I do that is I use third-party tools. What is a third-party tool? It's something else that does a presentation for me. Maybe it's a website, a magazine, a DVD, a conference call, a webinar, anything that allows me to be the commercial and just gets them to watch the movie.
See, I understand that, and I'm good with that, but for me, that's not the way. I need the personal, because at the end of the story, believe it or not, when people are going to buy the business and recruit, it's you. It's you. Now, there's caveats within that. You have to keep your boundaries set, because the second you cross line with somebody in your personal team, then the excuses fly. You know, you need. I want to make X amount of dollars a month. Okay, there's so many people you have to speak to a day, but then you cross that boundary. You became friends with them, and then all of a sudden, well, I couldn't make my calls today. 3 weeks goes by, couldn't make my calls today. The kids, I was sick, this and that. Then all of a sudden they leave, and it's the business is a scam. Izzo brought me in. He brought me into one of those pyramid scams. You wouldn't do the work. So when it comes to this, and I know so many people in network marketing keep saying that you have to duplicate it where it can't be about you. Out of 100 people, you're going to get one or two who really can present better than anybody else. You really can. I don't know why we deny that, right? So why can't we work as a team and stop selling well, you know what? You're just going to set it and forget it, like the rotisserie meat and chicken infomercial from the 2000s, right? Set it and forget it. That's not what this business is. If you think you're going to come into network marketing, recruit a couple people, and then disappear for 6 months, and you still got the millions of dollars coming in, I don't know a single business on the planet that would do that. Even if you owned an industrial apartment complex, right? 99 units. If you didn't have it maintained, you're going to get problems. Nobody's going to pay rent. Water pipes are going to break. You're going to have maintenance and landscape problems. Well, that's why we hire a manager. Okay, well, if he's not manager, you're not keeping an eye on him, he's going to steal the money that you're winding up charging for rent. So if you don't have hands-on in this business, you will fail. Keep that in mind. But for me personally, I know my skill sets and where they're lying at, right? The presentation, the recruiting, the pitch, the close, the objection handling. So I do that. I love making myself available for my team. It also gives me a little bit more of a competitive edge. I want to be the best. So if I see somebody else doing more than I am, oh man, that makes me step up my game. So for me, I'm not a set it and forget it type person. I don't want to be the commercial for network marketing. I want to be the person who helps with network marketing. So again, you have to determine what your role is. There's no right or wrong in either one. Just for me, this philosophy that he's branching out on, it doesn't work for me because it removes the personal aspect of it. Again, when you look at Dexter Yeager, who I think is the epitome of what network marketing was, the man's confidence, his charisma, his personality, his influence, he was the reason why people got involved with network marketing. Fundamental human psychology is always going to remain that. People are going to want to gravitate towards the personalities. If that's not you, there's nothing wrong with it. We just modify your skill set and make it fit you. If you don't want the spotlight, you don't want that. You know, some of us do. We can admit we have narcissistic tendencies where we like that attention. We have to stop ignoring this or stop denying this. So if we like that, then we're going to use that. If we don't, then let us work for you. This has to be a team effort. We have to find out each other's strengths and weaknesses. I agree with this, but this just isn't a philosophy that works for me.
So let's say when I was going through that recruiting run, or now when I go through a recruiting run, I only get 1 out of 10 people. And your numbers, you'll learn your numbers, and your numbers will get better over a period of time. But let's say I'm only getting 1 out of 10. That means that I need 100 people to review information to get those 10 recruits. So maybe I'm calling 40, 50 people to get 10 commitments. And then once I get back with those people.
Again, that conversation, that 40 and 50, that's time consuming. So again, this is to clarify the simple but easy. That's a simple concept. Call 40 or 50 people. The easy part is It's not. What time? You have to think about it. If you call 40 or 50 people, what time of day? If you call them between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock at night, are they available? Oh, even though that's only you're available, are they going to answer their phone? It's going to go to voicemail. Are you going to be going, hey, call me back? Are you calling at 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock in the morning? This is not an easy process. It's simple in theory, but I want to fill the gaps where all the gurus start talking about all you have to do is talk to 100 people and you'll get your 10 recruits. We really have to point out the obstacles that are in the way of this.
And I go through the process, I'm getting 1 out of 10. So it's very simple. Once you learn your numbers, it's just a matter of how fast you really want to move. But when going through the numbers game, a couple points that I like for you to remember. It is a numbers game. Third party is always better than first party. Okay, you want to take the pressure off of you. Say less to more people instead of us.
I don't agree with that, taking the pressure off you. Diamonds make pressure makes diamonds, right? The strongest steel is forged in the hottest of fire. One of the things that well, I don't want to leave his face like that because it was really one of the things that I have a problem with, or for my ego, again, this is me, right? I didn't want to consistently have to call an upline to do a 3-way call. If I spent all that time recruiting you, for me personally, it's ego driven. If I got John Doe on the phone and then I had to call, you know, so-and-so to do a 3-way pitch call and then hit mute and listen, I didn't like that because I felt like I did the work. Now I'm not being taken seriously, and I am not in control over the outcome, right? So, and in the beginning, I did it the traditional network marketing way, right? What do you mean you don't want to get rich quick? What do you do? I screwed up all those things, right? And we'll talk about objection handling and whatnot in other videos. So I didn't want to rely on my upline, who my upline had a big team. So there were times it was very embarrassing. All right, let's get so-and-so on the phone. You click hold, you call so-and-so, and it rings 4 or 5 times, and their meeting went long, or they forgot. Or maybe they answered, they came on the phone. They've done 3 of these pitch calls already. Their energy level isn't where you want it at, right? It's like, oh my, yeah, hi, how are you? It's good to talk to you. Yeah, and they've closed 2 other people. They don't need you. You're 2, 3 down. You don't affect them. I wanted to learn the skill set myself because I wanted total absorption, total immersion into network marketing to become the expert. I wanted to be the expert of the industry. So I stopped doing 3-way calls above. Now I demand my processes, the people who are underneath me, they have to do 3-way calls to listen to me. And every single one of them is still a skill sharpening set for me. I have to bring my A game. I have to be at a level 10 to wind up, because that's their money. And it's my money. And the more I perform for them, the more they perform for me. But the point being is I wanted control over that. So third party, all that, no, I wanted to be the first party. So in my recommendation, if you're going to take this business seriously, if you want to, if you really are uncomfortable, you need to learn objection handling, pitching, presenting, closing, doing the entire thing on your system start to finish. When you are self-generated, your business grows. Your business, because then you don't rely on anybody else. Then your confidence goes through the roof because you start seeing people are buying you. They're investing in you. They believe in you. So if that's a skill set you want to develop and cultivate, I strongly suggest you look into it.
That one friend that we know needs it for 30 minutes, but they don't want it. Why not spend 3 minutes with 10 people and look for the one that is looking, that says, look, thank God you gave this to me. What took you so long? Where have you been?
It really doesn't happen much. Just let you know. I know it's nice to hear, but it does not happen that much. Most of your friends and family, they know when you're calling, you're trying to pitch them and close them and sell them something. So they're automatically, psychologically going to be defensive.
Okay, so you're say less to more people. Amateurs convince, professionals sort. So if you're going to go on a recruiting run.
Amateurs convince, you need to do this. Oh my gosh, you need to do this. Professionals sort, but professionals also sit there and deliver the goods. Meaning, if you're going to come in and I'm a Starbucks owner and I'm going to franchise it out, just because you know how to pop a Keurig, hit that button and make coffee doesn't mean you know how my system is. So if I want you in my business and I want you representing my brand, isn't it incumbent upon me to properly teach you everything so you represent me properly? I'm a martial arts teacher. I teach students. Isn't it my job to teach the students everything I can as best I can so they are a good representation when they're wearing my school's t-shirt out? I mean, we have to think about this for a second. So I'm not a big fan of the whole 3 minutes, especially, I don't care if it's $200 or $2,000 to get in a business. My name is everything. Integrity is everything. So for me personally, I want everybody, they get more than 3 minutes with me. Do you have any questions? What else can I tell you? Are you sure you want to let's make this decision together. I need you to know this. No, so for me, I'm very, very, very detailed in the pitch, the presentation, and the close.
To go build your business, you don't really have time to convince anyone. So those are some of the key tips when I was going on my run. Understanding it is a numbers game. And the more numbers you work, the better you're going to be. You're going to get into a rhythm, and then you're also filling your funnel. So as you continue to fill that funnel, what's going to happen is you're always going to have people that are calling you up going, listen, I want to become a customer, I want to join your business, or they want to do both.
No. Darren, you got to remove that word always, because it doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen that way. People want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And it's all how you first present the business, right? It is a rarity. It's a rarity that, and I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of contacts where I've been on my run since June of 2020, thousands. I haven't had 100. I haven't had 100 who've called me and said, I want to do the business. I want to do this. People have their own values and own path of what they want. So this is one thing that I disagree with from experience. If they do that, it's because of you. So the difference is if you take a Darren's philosophy and Darren's presence on social media, more people are going to want to associate with him to do the business because that's what he teaches. On me, because of my social media it's everything from politics to law enforcement to fitness to inappropriate humor. People want to talk to me, not necessarily about the business. So it's all on how you present it. If you're one niche and you are only presenting network marketing and you've built a character and influence and integrity and entertainment and the volume is high, then people are going to wind up wanting to associate with you for that, and it's an opportunity for you. But I disagree with this vehemently. People are not calling you up all the time saying, oh, yeah, no, I want to get involved with your business. I want to be your customer. It's your job. If you have people that you're letting them call you, you're doing a bad job representing your business. You should be calling them, hey, talked to you last week. I know I'm hounding you. I just want to make sure you're good. I still want your business. I'm going to stay on top of you like crazy until I get your business, but either tell me yes or no. There's ways to do it. There's ways to do it. You could be forceful, you could be gentle, but there's ways to do it. You need to show them that you have an interest in them because that's what you want to repeat in your business.
But it is a numbers game.
This is the quickest way to make 6 figures in network marketing.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's look at this for a second. This is a perfect thing. This is the quickest way to make 6 figures in network marketing.
It's not posting on social media all day or bugging friends and family. None of those tedious tactics. There's one strategy that has stood the test of time, and it's based on attraction marketing.
That's with everything, but go ahead.
That means you have the ability right now to start attracting 5 to 10 prospects to you.
This isn't even a real person. This is a digital image. This is the impersonable things of that I don't like about this industry. This is not a real human being. This is a digital creation.
Every single day. Ones that are ready to buy, who have credit card in hand, and are ready to join. So if you're tired of feeling like you're bothering people or messaging strangers, all the rejection, I guarantee that there are people out there who are looking for exactly what you have to offer. And I promise you that they are
This is a funnel filling service, and I can't stand this stuff, because it removes the human aspect out of it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't repeat it. It's going to be transactional. If you bring 1 million people in to do the business and it has a 97% failure rate because you're not doing the hands-on, duplicating with your people, teaching them, pouring into them, because you truly can't by volume, this company made money on a funnel filling and you're going to fucking fail. This is what I hate about this shit. We're going to continue on with Darren.
Number 4, as you're going through the numbers, remember, the fortune is in the immediate follow-up. You've got to have a sense of urgency. You have to strike while the iron is hot, while their emotions are still involved. So if
we want to be careful about that emotion. Don't play on people's emotions. Don't fucking do it. I have no respect for anybody who does that, because it was done to me a couple different times, and I just don't like it. You don't like being poor, do you? No, man, no. It's not right? Oh, yeah, you like a nicer car to get. Oh, God, I remember that. I think it was 18, and it was Amway recruited me when I was working on Blockbuster Video. Man, you'd really like this car, wouldn't you? Yeah, get all the women. Oh, dude, I hate that shit. Take your people seriously. Take your people seriously. And I'm very blunt about it. Listen, I don't want to play on your emotions, but if you're in a position where you don't like how you're not being able to wind up paying your car bill. I want to help you. And then you got to follow that up. I don't want to help you for the sake of helping you. I want to help you because if I could do that for you, I make money. So understand something. I'm not going to manipulate your emotions, but I'm going to point them out to you. The more transparent you are to people, the better your business is going to be.
I'm talking to you and I go, listen, I'm excited about something. I'd love for you to take a look at it. It may or may not be for you. Okay, whatever you're saying to those people, maybe I'm listening to what you're saying.
You got to watch that too. Whatever you're saying to those people, that is a big thing. It's a big thing because remember, we got the Ray Higdon's Go for No. Ray Higdon also does the If I Will You. If I send you, no, that's Eric Worre, GoPro. If I send you a video, will you watch it? I think Darren endorses it as well too. It's for me specifically, the methodology I use always is, hey, listen, Darren, I'm going to send you a video. This is important to me. I want you to watch it. And if Darren and I are friends, right, I'm going to leverage our friendship. I'm going to ask you to watch this. It's a very short video. I'm going to call you back in a couple of hours, and I want your feedback. I'm directing. I'm giving the sense of urgency with my voice, the direction of my voice, the leadership in my voice. And if it's somebody I don't know, Darren, I saw you on my social media. I appreciate your time. Let's have a conversation about what you do because I'm looking to recruit you. I like what I see so far. I want to know who you are, see if you'd be a good fit for my team. So let's have a conversation, and I want to hear everything about you because I want to see if you'd be good for me. There's always ways of doing it, right? But again, too, you can't just glance over that. You have to address the methodology of having that conversation is extremely important.
Which is key. And you go, I would love more time with my family. I cannot stand my job. I would love to retire my spouse. We want
get those out of your vocabulary. I'd love more time with my family. Network marketing, when serious, in the first several years, you're not going to have any time for anybody. None. If you're serious about this business. It is not you do this on the weekends and that's it. You name me one other business in capitalism that is ever like that. So why do we keep saying that? Yeah, you can have more time. You could take probably a month off. Probably a month. If you took longer than a month off in network marketing, your business will suffer. It really will. It's just on some level. I don't care if it's pennies on the dollar, but it will. And the other thing too is you have to stop leveraging the whole, do you want to work from a beach? Do you want to work from home? I want to retire my spouse. Yeah, that's a great mindset. It's a great mindset, but it's really not reasonable, especially in the first several years. So remember that. Don't lead that out as an incentive as the replacement for hard work that's involved with this business.
I want to change zip codes. I want to give more to my church or charity. All I do is I just listen and I remind you of what you said and go, were you serious when you said you wanted more time with your family?
Yeah, don't manipulate people on that either. And I used to do that stuff too. It really does nothing. And this is just my experience, right? I want to take a vacation and I want this and that. And then you go, I thought you said you wanted to do this. No, you can't. It is what it is. People's whys change. People get lazy. People dip. When I first got involved with when I went on my run, I got re-involved in network marketing in 2019, January of 2019. But I did nothing until 2020, June of 18 months. And the person who brought me in was like, I thought this guy was, he's hype and he was just motivated. I was motivated for my first couple of weeks, but then life got in the way and I didn't understand network marketing. And I'm going to tell you flat out, for my personality, if he had called up and said, hey, I thought you said you wanted to do X, Y, and Z, I would have been like, go fuck yourself. Who are you? So you have to meet people where they are, but you can't rub their nose in the shit. I have no problem with that, where I will tell people, give me a solid commitment to me, not to yourself, because I can't hold you accountable to yourself, but I can hold you accountable to me. Well, I can give you 5 hours a week. Great. Hey, you gave me 2 hours last week. Guess what? I'm done working with you. I'm done. Now I can take that off the table. But if it's, hey, you said you're going to give yourself 5 hours every week so you could become a millionaire in the next 3 years and you're not doing it, they don't care. But for you, yeah, oh, what are you going to give me? You give me, I will match you. And then when you don't, then it's just done.
Family, or were you joking? And they go, no, I was serious. Well, look, I don't know if what I'm doing is for you or not, but I'm really excited about it. I get you the information. The fortune is in the immediate follow-up. What I try to do is set a time to follow back up with you of when you're going to look at it. I go, listen, if I give this to you tonight, if I give you this magazine, would you look at it tonight?
No, I wouldn't. I hate the if I would you. I hate that, to be honest. For me personally, it just doesn't work. Other times, if you have a softer persona, they're going to do it out of guilt. Oh, Sarah said she wanted me to watch this. I'll watch it. But then when you go to follow up because you think you got that person on the hook, hey, did you watch the video? Yeah, I watched some of it. They don't take it as seriously as you. Now, I'm about sense of urgency. I'm about action. And I'm about leading. Darren, if I send you this video, will you watch it? Yeah, sure. Okay. Then I call back, right? Darren, did you watch that video? Yeah, I got halfway through it. Now there's a problem. The problem is you committed to me. Darren, you gave me a commitment. You're going to watch it. Explain to me why you weren't able to watch it. Now, if I can lead that conversation, great. The person can tell me, well, fuck you. I don't owe you any explanation. So how do I avoid one of those two paths? I tell them, Darren, I'm sending you a video. Listen, I'm going to give you about an hour to watch it. All right, I'm going to call back. Watch the whole thing, start to finish, because I'm going to ask you questions about it in detail. If Darren can't, he can't. Right there. But I told him everything I wanted in detail. I'm sending you a video now. I want you to watch it. The whole thing. I'm going to give you 2 hours. I'm going to call back. It's important that you commit to watching the entire thing because I'm going to ask you questions about it after. You got to learn to lead.
Night, we grab coffee in the morning. If I send you a text message with a short video, would you look at it? And I'll call you back in 10 minutes.
Be honest, do you? I know we're in the digital age, but when people send you text messages like that, do you watch it? That's what I'm talking about, taking the business seriously. You have to take the business seriously yourself. You have to be proud of this industry. And there's no pride in just disingenuous, a lack of just one-on-one. We have Zoom. You have social media. You have phone. You have, FaceTime. Make this more genuine than just sending somebody a video. Or if they're going to, you have to lead and direct. People need to be told what to do. People want to be told what to do when it comes down to it. People respect direction.
So I try to strike while the iron is hot, knowing that it takes 5 to 8 exposures. Remember, we talked about recruiting as a process. It's not an event. So my goal is to take you from exposure to exposure to exposure until you recruit or sell yourself. It's pretty simple. How do I follow up? What do you say?
There's ways of doing that when you put up social media posts, and we could talk about that later. It's not the same as you actively giving somebody stuff, because if you're giving somebody 5 to 8 times, they're wasting your time. But if they see your content 5 to 8 times, they like your content 5 to 8 times. Hey, Darren, I saw that you liked my post, man, 5 times in a row now. Let's have a conversation. It's a different scenario.
You know, I don't get caught up in all the verbiage. Here's the best thing I've learned to say when I follow up. Hey, did you get a chance to look at it? Great. What caught your attention most? Was the product, business, or a little bit of both?
Yeah, I don't like that approach. I'll tell you why. Did you get a chance to look at it? Well, if I sent it to you, then I'm not taking it seriously, right? I want you to take me seriously. So again, I don't put myself in a position where you're going to blow me off one way or the other. You should be taken seriously for the business because it's your pride, right? And again, it's only going to sharpen your skill sets as you continue. So I don't like that whole, hey, did you get a chance? Because look at it this way. And I use an analogy all the time of dating. And sales is masculine energy. It's not male or female. It's just masculine energy. If I go to a bar and I give off this energy of uncertainty, hi, how are you? Yay. Would you like to get something to, drink from me and eat from with me? And you're going to get okay. I'm a masculine energy like that is not attractive to women. What do women always say? They love confidence in men. Man goes up and goes, hey, I find you very appealing. What's your name? I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee. It's a different story. It's the delivery. Hey, did you get a chance to read the text message I sent you? Yeah, I sent you a text message the other day. I want your acknowledgement that you sent it. It's just a matter of being bold, direct, blunt to a degree, stating what you want, not playing games. This is tonality. It's very important in how you're delivering all your tools. So I disagree with this method. This method is meant to take the uncomfortable and try to get them a little bit more comfortable. But the psychology behind this is you're going to do this and you will have you put 100 people in front of you Darren's way and have me do 100 people my way. I'll out recruit you every day of the week because I'm telling people, leading people. I'm not asking them And I'll be exhausted because I'll be doing so much, but you'll be discouraged because your method will lead to more no's, and you'll have more self-doubt because you're not changing the state of your mentality and how you're doing this. You're asking permission to do business instead of having a pride-driven, excited, enthusiastic position of, this is my business, I love it, I want you to be a part of it, say yes. There's a big difference in the psychology of this. I don't agree with this method.
Because either one, we win, right? The product, the business, or both. No matter what they say, I go, that's one of the best parts because it is.
Yeah, going back to this too, that's why we do the 3 C's, cash flow, commerce, and culture. We don't limit it in product or anything else.
What did you like best about what you saw? I don't say, what do you think? That's like saying, what do you think about the election? What do you think about this? That's just an open-ended.
And my word is resonate. Tell me, not what did you like either, right? Here's the verbiage difference. What did you like best about the video? I don't like that. Tell me. That's a command. Tell me what resonated the most with you with what you saw. I like that word, and I like that command. What did you like? I don't like asking questions. I like giving directives. Tell me what resonated the most. Tell me what impressed you the most about the video. Tell me what made the most sense to you. Tell me what you liked best. It's too immature for me.
Road that you don't want to go down. So what did you like best? Product, business, or both? What caught your attention the most? Something very simple, but knowing that I'm going to take them through exposure to exposure, and then when the timing's right, they'll sell or recruit themselves. And no doesn't even mean no. I've had people go, no, I'm not interested. All I ask them is this: hey, listen, do you mind if I keep you posted on how I'm doing? Or do you mind if I update you every now and then?
I don't like that approach either. Do you mind? Again, it's weak. I'm sorry. This is sales. It's got to be a little bit more masculine and direct. No, hey, I appreciate your answer. Just to let you know, I am going to reach out to you in about 3 months. I want to touch base with you again. I want to find out what your mindset is, okay? I will call you in 3 months. Be direct.
Know how things are going? Sure. 6 months later, maybe they had a pay raise, they love their job, life is great. 6 months later, they got a pay cut, they have a new manager they can't stand, they want to put their kids in a private school. No doesn't mean no.
It does if they have not seen you grow. Keep that in mind. So over those 6 months, you need to improve your skill set.
It means not now. So as you're going through the exposure process, as you're going through the numbers, I never take them off my list unless they make me mad or I don't want to work with them, right? I used to want to try to get people in my business. Now I decide if I want to let people in my business, and I continue to follow up.
And that's important. I had that a couple of weeks ago. Had somebody who was, you know, it was a manipulation of my time and this and that. Flat out said, listen, I'm going to end this conversation right now because, and it was a person kept talking over me, kept explaining to me, which I don't mind objections because that's the business. Challenge me all the time. But if I tell you something and then you have a different answer for it and then you're not open for it, it was a conversation with bad. I said, listen, you're not a good fit for me. I don't see any value in working with me. I appreciate your time. Have a great day. End of the conversation. So you have to be, don't try to recruit everybody. Just don't.
Take them from exposure to exposure until they recruit or sell themselves.
I'll tell you that too. You keep trying to recruit everybody. Next thing you're going to get is you're going to get these members of the anti-MLM community because you brought somebody in. They didn't have a work ethic. They were weak-minded. They blamed you for everything. Next thing you know, they're starting a YouTube channel talking about you and how the business is scum.
Hope that makes sense. The fortune is in the immediate follow-up.
I agree.
And last but not least, tip number 5, work with the willing. One thing, if you're going on a recruiting run, you're ready to take your business to the next level, you're ready to explode out of the mud. That's the great thing about this industry. No matter where you are right now, you could have been in your company for 2 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter. And you go, listen, on this day, I saw this video and something clicked. And let me tell you what happened the next 90 days. But when I was going through that, when I do go through that now, I'm working with the willing. You work with the willing. Some will, some won't, so what? Next, somebody else is waiting. It's easier to run with 1,000 people than drag one dead body, right? It's easier to give birth than raise the dead. Don't look back unless you want to go that way. So you're going through the numbers, you're following up, and then you're locking arms and you're walking with the walkers and you're running with the runners.
Don't forget, people's lives will change and they will have hills and valleys of where their level of progression is something and isn't. So as a team leader, you also have to be willing to do the work. Oh, I thought you were going to run with me. I thought we were going to make $1 million this month. No. Hey, what do you need? Yeah, you're not the same enthusiastic as you were 2 weeks ago. So tell me, what can I do? Because you know what? You got some slack to pick up. Tell me what you need. Do you need me to make calls? Do you need me to pitch? Do you need me to make closing? What do I got to do? You got to be able to work for your people.
So those are 5 key tips. Some of you may say, that is so simple. How could he go out there and do those simple things?
It's
because
not
it
easy,
is simple.
but it's not
and
easy.
When you do the simple things and you do them day after day after day, and you understand it's a numbers game and you compress those numbers into a shorter.
The problem is on this too is, yeah, it's so simple, but when you get, let's just say you contacted 100 people, and I don't care, you begged, pleaded, all this stuff, and you got to the 10 who were going to join. Do you have the objection skills, the objection overcoming skills? This is why, although I appreciate this video, there's caveat, it's an outline, right? He's got 5 Roman numerals, but each Roman numeral needs the number 1 and then the comma, the A and the comma, the B. So there's so much to this that I just don't agree with leaving out. This is why I saw this video. Okay, this is great, but I didn't have the tonality. I didn't realize that everything I was doing for law enforcement was already what I should have done for network marketing. I kept trying to do network marketing content for network marketing, and I just wasn't good at it. When I finally sat there and said, well, what do you do when you tell somebody to get out of the car because, you know, they're drunk and this and that? What do you do? I tell them to get out of the car right now. I can't have you driving. Okay. I don't go, hey, can you get out of the car right now? Yeah, you know, put it in park because I don't need you to drive forward and hit anybody. Sense of urgency, sense of authority, sense of command presence. This is sales. There is no difference between me trying to get you in handcuffs and not resist and think it's a great idea when needed versus you trying to invest in a business, buy a product, invest in me. I have to have the same integrity with both. The same integrity with both. And it never can be at the cost of manipulating someone else. It just has to be that the integrity is everything.
Period of time. And I believe it's easier to build your business fast than it is to build your business slow. Not too many people want to go run a marathon, but if you give them something, go, listen, if you want to sprint, we can help you explode to the next level. They're ready to do that. And with that energy and excitement that's in your voice and the new stories of people that you're.
Now he mentions tonality. There's one of your Roman numerals, space or tab, 1, tonality, down with how to talk to people.
Bring it on board, you're going to find that it starts to compound and it grows even faster. It's like a snowball. If you get in front of it, when it's rolling down a hill, eventually if you get in front of it, you become a part of it and it continues to snowball bigger and bigger and bigger. Question of the day, what's the #1 challenge that you're having building your network marketing business? Because I like to use that to create future training content.
It's always going to be, #1, it's always going to have people see the same value in the business and the industries you do. Because your perception is going to be your reality. What was vital and what is important and what is valuable to you is not going to be the same as somebody else. That should be the question for network marketing about why the struggle is the way it is. It's Darren Kidd. He's got great material on this. I value him. I like him. I've always looked at his stuff. I think his stuff is important. But again, within what he's teaching, there needs to be the caveats to all the things that he's talking about, right? So again, it's a simple concept, but you have to know how to bridge the gap to easy. The more you do it, which is practice, the more that it's going to wind up becoming second nature, because this is simply a business of conversation. So how you're having conversations is also why we have so much content on this channel to help you along with that too. Hope this made sense. Guys, get a hold of me. You can email me at bullofmlm@gmail.com. That's bullofmlm@gmail.com. You can text or call me 708-982-0974, 708-982-0974. Be more than happy to help you with all of your network marketing leads, but understand something. I am going to try to pitch in and recruit you and build you into our business. Have a great damn day, guys. Build your business with integrity. I'll see you in the next video.